And we are live. Welcome back to the James McGee Show. I am your host. I am James McGee. And we have a familiar face back with us, Tommy Wells, the working man, Tommy Wells. Hadn't seen him much because he's been working. Welcome back, Tommy. We definitely missed you.
Thank you. Been out there building America, but I appreciate it.
We've got Jason from One More, and I'm out here back with us. He's been with us a lot lately, and real fortunate for that. And we have we got, of course, another week goes by and a lot of shit is going on.
Never stops.
So I think a good thing to open with is what in the fuck was Jeff Bezo doing? And I don't use the term broads, but I think it's fitting for this group that he has. What the fuck he had these goofy ass broads in space. You know, the only thing that comes to mind when I see that is these are a group of people, especially like Gayle King. They pander to the poor and to the liberals and how abused they are, and then they go up in space like they're some astronauts, and they went through this rigorous training. What training did they go through? They learned how to put their seatbelt on, and they learned how to walk in and out of the fucking door. What a bunch of morons. I don't know how much. I'm going to pull up an article in a minute. It's just unbelievable how, just how patronizing they are and just a bunch of clowns.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Well, and it's funny, like I had to look and figure out who some of these people were. Obviously, I know who Katy Perry is, and I knew Bezos' fiance was going up. But I didn't follow it that much. What I did find amusing is the fact that they went up on a phallic ship symbol spacecraft, which they call it the rocket dick to space. Is one.
Yeah, it looked like a penis, which was fitting for Katy Perry and
well, the memes have been going crazy. I'm sure you've seen the one of Katy Perry appearing to give it a blowjob.
I have not seen that one.
I'll dig that one up and send it to
Lauren Sanchez, who just looks for any reason to show her boobs off. You had to get it. You had custom made spacesuits. That I don't know. It was just weird. It was stupid. It made no sense. Then you had Bezos meet him when they landed. Did y'all see that when he tripped?
Oh my God! Totally ate it.
That guy's one of the richest men in the world, but you can be one of the richest men in the world and still be a fucking ass clown.
Right.
And he is a fucking complete ass clown. I just don't understand.
How long were they up there? Like
11 minutes.
Yeah, they sure space traveled, that's for sure. I mean, closer than I'm ever gonna be, which is fine, but like just some of the shit, like I heard Katy Perry like, oh, it was a journey. It was a journey. No, it was a fucking trip up a huge fucking roller coaster, essentially.
Right.
Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense of why this was a big deal, why this was so newsworthy. I don't know. It was pretty it's just pretty silly to me.
Yeah.
And Jill's in the chats, and we've had the conversation that like, and I'm kind of leaning away from it now. I have to change it. Katy Perry she would be my hall pass, and after seeing and hearing some of the shit that she said, I may take Tom as my hall pass after that. But no, like it's frustrating to see like all of this. I mean, I love what we're doing.
Well, Megyn Kelly's mine. I think I have a better choice.
Yeah. Well, I'll take that. She would whoop your ass though, and that'd be fun for me to watch though too. By the way, but I love what we're doing. You've got everything that Elon Musk is doing. Helping get the astronauts from the space station back home. The fact that we're able to do this, I mean, rewind 20 years ago. I mean, I think it's pretty cool, but
it's definitely cool, but it's not news.
But Exactly. The
It's a
fanfare and
joyride.
everything that they're
This is a
throwing at
joyride.
this is bullshit.
Right.
And
It's a
they,
tourist excursion, a modern day tourist excursion. You know what I mean?
yeah, and
That's all it
Bezo,
is
to me,
for
it's
people that
almost,
have a lot of money.
he looks like he to me, all he's doing is showing that he's chasing Elon.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to do.
That's exactly, he's chasing Elon. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he's doing.
And all these
Yeah.
motherfuckers have all this money to go do this shit. It's like, back in the day paying, well, I'm going to go on this Mount Everest excursion. I'm going to pay money to potentially die, freeze my ass off, get all kinds of fucking blisters and everything else. And, we'll see what happens with, the radiation for that 11 minutes that they're getting while they're up in, in the stratosphere or whatever it is.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's rich people shit.
Yeah.
And so, that also brings this to mind is that, and I hope, Jason, I hope that Cincy is on here listening because,
oh shit, I should have shared it to my fucking page. I didn't. Damn it.
so liberals are about the dumbest motherfuckers on earth because this is the group of people that they worship. And they're fucking, and first off, I don't know any liberal, and no liberals that I know have any money.
Oh, dude. Well,
most of them are fucking broke, and they worship people like Gail
Right.
King, Lauren Sanchez, who just throw it. They have so much money, they're just going up in space.
Right. Well, it used to be that go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's what. So they're worshiping people that just go up in space for fun. That just, to me, how silly is that?
Yeah.
So that's who the liberals are worshiping, and that's who they think is going to man, they just play them so fucking easy.
Well, they feed them the pabble. I mean, the left wing is like you said, the majority of the average person is not, is basic income earner. And then you have these liberal elites. It used to be the stereotypical Republican that was supposedly the one that had all the money and, oh, look at all, they don't care about anybody and they don't care about humanity and blah, blah, blah. They're heartless people. Well, the reality is the liberals are the ones, the elites. They're the ones that are stealing from our government, the ones that are in these government positions that Doge is fleshing out. And it's, these people like Pelosi and Schumer and AOC and all these disgusting people are not only taking it to the bank, but they're stealing from us. You know what I mean? And they're acting like they're this moral compass for everyone. Ridiculous. And that's what I love. I really feel I do watch obviously a lot of Fox News when I can watch some TV, but I'm always interested in the fact that it just seems like the left wing media is almost dead. I mean, no one's listening to it. Even the left. I mean, I'll just say this real quick and then I'll stop talking, but I like Bill Maher. I love how he calls out the left. I love how he doesn't pull any punches. And he got invited to the White House by Kid Rock to go to dinner with Trump about a couple weeks ago. And he came on and he told the truth. And I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah.
And he said it was a good experience.
And he's changed. He has changed his. I hate to use the phrase "change his tune," but he's opened his eyes a little bit more because. Sure. 10 years ago, and whichever way this is my left hand, but right. Yeah, Bill Maher was as far over this way as you could be.
Right.
And now, he still kind of leans that, which is fine. But
he's got common sense.
He has taken the blinders and done this.
No, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is, Jason. I can respect, even though I guarantee you that me and Bill Maher agree on very little. One thing that we can agree on is that people cannot agree with you, and it's okay. And I respect the fact that he is open-minded, and the guy has a platform. He does have a following. Well, kudos to him for using that platform. To me, it's almost a can't beat them, join them kind of deal. And I think he recognizes that, hey, they have a movement. People are following them. Not saying we have to drink the Kool-Aid, but we need to be more, because this is what the American people want. Right. When you got people like AOC, Jasmine Crockett shit, you got those types. They're not open-minded to nothing. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that big rally they had with 35,000 people. Let's talk about it now. So they have this rally, AOC and Bernie Sanders, 35,000 people. They thought it was a big fucking deal. They had it in LA. LA County is 10 million fucking people.
Right.
And you have 35,000 people show up. Why don't you have that somewhere like a red state?
Because no one would be there.
Why don't you?
That's the only place where they have a base.
That's what I'm saying. So you're going to tell me that 35,000 people come into a rally in LA for some liberals is a big fucking deal?
Well, how many of them
Go
are
have it in Ohio. Go have it at least in a swing. You don't have to even come to Louisiana. Have it in a swing state. You won't get that. You won't get 10,000.
Well, the fact that you've got a bartender turned millionaire, and fucking Gargamel from the Smurfs, who is your possibly president and vice president. There ain't no fuck. I mean, I'm not going to pull a Rosie O'Donnell and say, "Well, I'm moving, I'm leaving." But holy shit, if that happens, holy cow!
Well, that's because we don't do dumbass stuff like that. That's the thing that cracks me up is all these people that profess that, I can't, you got these Hollywood types that want to move. How about all these people like the kid that killed his parents this week so he could fly and get the money to fly an explosive drone to kill Donald Trump? This is the party of peace and what? Really? We are missing a very...
We blasted it on ours, on one more. But I did say, I give her credit, the fact that her and Ellen, they actually did it.
They did it.
I will give you all the kudos for that because you said you were going to do it and you did it.
Yeah, the majority of them.
You'll never hear me say that. Now, I do want to live in Costa Rica one day, but it's not because of politics.
That's by choice.
I just like it there. But I'm a fucking American. And ain't none of them running me out of America.
Right.
So but you do have to congratulate AOC a little bit, but because before Jasmine Crockett came around, she was the dumbest person in Congress, and so now she lost. She did lose her. Now she's not. This is the dumbest. I don't have this video, but I don't know if y'all follow Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Show, the pranks that he does. You follow any of those?
I don't know if I see those or not.
Oh, he gets people. He pranks people. He pranked her, and so so they did a video on that. And this told me everything about her. She was reading a text that she got, and the text said, "Queen, I didn't mean to do that to you." So she has people referring to her as Queen. Anybody that does that, there's nothing else that needs to be said about it.
Right.
She's being referred to. That's what she thinks she is. She thinks she is the queen of the United States. That's what she thinks she is. They live in this, positive feedback loop. This rally is a good example. 35,000 people show up and they think it's a big deal.
Did you hear the statement that Jasmine Crockett made the other day about immigrants and slavery?
Oh yeah,
I got a good one for you. She's out of her cotton picking mind.
Oh shit.
She said that Mexicans should be doing the cotton picking now because black people ain't picking no more cotton. I'm like, are you insane? That's about the most racist thing I've heard in a long time.
It 100% is. She showed how much she thinks of immigrants. That's what she doesn't. You and I talked about this, Jason, on our last one. Was she doesn't? That showed there should be no more questions about who this woman is. She does not think that Hispanics, Tom, can come here and be attorneys. She don't think they come here and be doctors. She don't think they can come here and be electricians. They got to get their brown ass in the field.
Yeah, that's basically what she said.
The fact that left her face and hit airwaves absolutely astounded me. I'm like,
I know.
Okay. All right.
And not a single person is calling her out. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Bill Maher calls her out on it, but no one else is.
You know what, Jason? You know what's worse than that? She still doesn't think there's anything wrong with what she said.
Right.
You know, see, they're not hearing the message. That's why they're popular. 20%. They're not listening to anybody. They're just listening to each other in this small clique of idiots.
Yeah, there's confirmation bias.
Hey,
you know,
can I shift gears for just 1 second? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just let me say this real quick.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, one thing, even I sometimes, a lot of times say things, and 2 seconds later, I'm like, man, I can't believe I fucking said that. She does not. She fucking doubles down. Go ahead, Tommy.
No, all I was going to say is that this is not a political story or a police-related story, but it is a story of interest. And we had some serious storms here recently up in Jason and my neck of the woods, and it caused quite a bit of flooding. And we didn't mention what we're drinking tonight.
Oh, what you got?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yes. So I'll start off by saying in honor of the Buffalo Trace Distillery, where the majority of the bourbons that I like come from, was flooded this past week and is closed currently to the public because they actually sustained damage to some of their stock in the rick houses, and the water was up all the way into their property. So, but I've got a bottle here from before, so that's what I'm having. So that's my segue into that. Go ahead.
The reason why we didn't cover that is, first off, we know what Jason's drinking. He drinks the same thing. And I'm not drinking anything until after Easter.
Tom almost died.
So I gave up alcohol.
Boy, don't I feel like a shit right now?
No, Tommy, you be you, Tommy. If you want to be a heathen, be a heathen.
You know I'm a heathen, brother.
Wouldn't have it
first class heathen. Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's get into a couple more serious things. So I think you and I talked a little bit, Jason, about the stabbing in Dallas. First thing I'm going to say is,
excuse me,
isn't Jasmine Crockett the congressman in that area?
Yes,
and she has said what?
Nothing.
She probably helped raise the bail money in the defense fund. She probably helped raise money for that. But I'm going to tell y'all, I think that this incident just proved what we already knew is the division that we have in this country. If we can't even come together for a 17-year-old losing their life unnecessarily, and I'm not because I don't have all the facts. So what I'm disappointed. You had some conservatives who I admired that the day after were jumping on board that labeling. I don't know anything about this Carmelo Anthony. I don't know anything about him. I can't say he's a gang member. I can't say those things. I think we're speaking too soon. And then on the other side, the liberals, you have a dead kid. And they're painting him as white supremacist and a bully. You don't fucking know that. Can we come together and say that this kind of shit in this fucking day should not happen? And that's what disappoints me with that they start. So I'm prefacing that, and then we're going to get into what's been exposed on this GoFundMe for his legal defense.
Yeah, what is up with that? What's up with that? Oh, go ahead. Well, go ahead. You asked your question. I have a question too. Go.
Well, this is actually probably geared. I mean, it's geared obviously to both of you, but me being the dumb hose dragger that I am, not being familiar with the way the laws work and whatever. Is this normal to drop a $1 million bond to $250,000? Is that a normal thing?
I can't say that I've ever seen that in my career.
That seems pretty fucking drastic.
Yeah,
from a layman.
Yeah, with something with that kind of, yes, it is. But it doesn't surprise me. Is it normal, Jason? No, but does it surprise me? No. Can you imagine the pressure that this black female judge was getting from probably people like, and I'm just speculating. And I'm not saying that Jasmine Crockett did it, but I'm saying people like her who see nothing but race and see nothing but color. And this judge, I promise you, got a lot of pressure. So is that normal? No. Is it surprising in this case? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. And odds are this kid is not a flight risk. I mean, the whole idea of bond is to prevent the person from fleeing justice. And I don't think this kid's a flight risk, especially this is my question is what's up with the murdered kid's dad who keeps running around saying, well, this was not a racial thing. And I feel bad for the suspect about, I mean, that's great and be forgiving and all, but for God's sake, what is up with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree
saw
with that. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and so they started a GoFundMe, right, for his legal defense. And as soon as you start raising, you know, when there's money involved, you know how things end up going. So it's not surprising of what what came out today with pretty credible influencers. There's definitely some validity to it. So one of my favorite TikTok influencers is a conservative Rob Smith. I'm gonna play his video, and he's talking about what the money was used for, and this is absolutely sickening. But it's sickening, but it's not. This happens every time. Look at what Black Lives Matter did. Look what they have all the money the waste of the money people are just giving, and they you know pander people, and they play on these tragic incidents, and then the money always ends up being used for things they're not supposed to be used for. Let's see.
Yeah, playing on people's heartstrings, right?
Yeah, or they played on this one. They just played they played the white supremacists and played the race card so hard on this that they really started getting a lot of traction. I think they raised $400,000.
That's right. That's where it is right now, around 400,000. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. 412,000 of their $500,000 goal. All right. I definitely don't know enough people to even give me that money.
I could probably collect $500, and that's if you and Tommy each gave me $250. It'd probably be better.
I got you, brother. You know I got you.
A donation of a 12-pack of Miller Lite from somebody.
That's right. I'll give you my whole row of Iron Maiden beer back there.
All right. Well, y'all know how technology challenged I am, so I'm going to try to play this. This is Rob Smith, the TikTok that he did. Let's see. I'm gonna.
With that $400,000 that they have raised off of dummy black people that have donated to them. I got to ask you, black people, are you ever tired of being grifted and scammed and manipulated for your emotions? So this is a 17-year-old black kid who stabbed another kid in the chest, killing him. And so now all of a sudden, this is your hero. All of a sudden, this is who you are riding for and advocating for, a stone cold killer. All right. And so I see all the black people being like, well, they could have, that kid should have kept his hands to themselves. If somebody tells you to get out of their face, you need to do it, et cetera, et cetera. Y'all are insane. And it's so crazy to me that 5 years after the BLM Graham and grift and scam, you are still being emotionally manipulated by people like the people that are around this kid who are grifting and scamming and raising money off of your emotions. You do it every single time. So my question to you, black people, is will you ever get tired of being scammed? Will you ever get tired of being emotionally manipulated? Will you ever get tired of writing for criminals and thugs?
That was great.
He brings up a great point.
No, I think that he does. I think that it absolutely is a great point. My only disagreement with him is it's not just black people.
Correct.
It's not.
Yep. Look at that asshole Bongini that killed and I'm embarrassed to say, Brian, what was his I can't think of his last name, but the insurance CEO, from UHU.
Oh yeah,
United
Luigi what's his
Healthcare. Yeah, I mean, come on. This guy is being hailed as a hero, and people are like, well, I can understand that. It's kind of bullshit how insurance. No, this guy is not a hero. He's a total gutter piece of shit who is just loving all this attention. That's all he's doing it for. This has nothing to do with healthcare. This has to do with him wanting to be famous and have attention out the ass and be like the next Ted Bundy or whoever the hell, these people that crave that attention.
Yeah, he's at the end of the day, he's a fucking murderer, and he's going after healthcare. He's going after the big dogs. No, killing. All right, I don't condone it by any means. Killing the CEO. Guess what? There's going to be another CEO or whatever his title was, president, whatever it was. There's going to be another one, and if you kill him, there's going to be another one, and if you kill him, there's going to be another one. You're not stopping what's happening, and this is a rich kid. That Luigi guy he's a rich kid.
Yeah.
He didn't want for anything in his
he was he's kind of like this one that took that tried to burn down Shapiro's mansion, which I got some issues with that. How the fuck do you penetrate the governor's mansion and throw a Molotov? I laugh and it's not funny, and throw a Molotov cocktail in there. How the fuck does that?
And they were in there. The family was in the house. It's not like they were gone. I mean, they were there.
Now I have to throw and make a little bit of light because nobody got hurt, and so I feel like I can do this. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you're from Pennsylvania. Your security's fucking terrible. Because I'm a Bengals fan. Sorry, Tommy.
All right, so I'm gonna try to share the screen on this one.
I had to throw one in there.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah, Tom, we're gonna have to talk about that one day. I was a Steelers fan back in the 70s. How the hell you end up being a Steelers fan? We're gonna talk about that one day. Let's see.
No,
it's like divorcing your wife and marrying her sister.
Oh my God.
That's what I was told by my coworkers. They're like, you can't go to the Steelers in the same division. You can't divorce your wife and marry your sister. I'm like, yes, you can.
I like it.
So let's see. I need to.
Where was the security? Like, I mean, the governor of Ohio, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, the governor of Ohio has a security detail of Ohio State troopers, correct?
Yes.
That is absolutely correct.
And I think that's most states, I would think.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure.
And they 24 hours a day. They're there 24 hours a day. And I'm at a loss, buddy. Let me tell you, I have no idea. There should be no way. Well, J.D. Vance's house is here in Cincinnati, and between the Secret Service and the I can't remember if it's the Secret Service or it's the State Department. I forget who provides the vice presidential security, but between them and Cincinnati police, I'm telling you, his house is locked down.
and real quick, and I know, James, you want to get to this, but with us having a vice president who lives, I mean, literally probably 12 minutes from where I'm sitting right now, like his personal residence. All of these motherfuckers, and they're the liberals, the leftists, all bullshit whenever he's in town because the Secret Service is blocking. They're blocking roads. Police are blocking roads. Because he's traversing. Wherever he's going to get back to his house. These people are losing their shit. I'm like, we have a sitting vice president that's from our area. Like, that's fucking huge. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
No, they don't. So this, I know that the liberals immediately tried to jump on because Shapiro's a Democrat, and we kind of went back in their face. I don't know what this guy's motive was, but he is a admitted socialist. He hates Donald Trump. The only thing that I can think of is why he went after Shapiro is maybe because he's Jewish.
I was going to say, I think that has maybe have something to do with it. I didn't hear anything about any white supremacist thing about him, but I did hear that he supposedly wanted to hit Shapiro with a hammer. He was hoping he was going to come out of the house where he could hit him with a hammer.
Oh, he
They
wanted,
want-
he wanted,
with a
he
hammer.
wanted to pull a Paul Pelosi.
Yeah.
Get hit with the love
Yeah.
hammer.
Yeah, love. That's right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it.
This
Yeah.
fucking world is so messed up, and we have so many people that are wanting to bash Trump because of all of the tariffs and all this stuff. Oh, the stock market dropped. Well, you're an idiot if you pulled all your shit out. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Let it play out. This is a long game.
Yeah, this is
And there's a fucking plan. There's a plan in place that you don't know about. And you guys are both high up in your organizations. There's a plan that the underlings don't necessarily know about. But you're working it, from the top to make it better for the guys below you, guys and gals below you. There's a plan. Just fucking relax, chill the fuck out. But anything that he does, if he farts wrong,
Right.
let's just say he sharts. They're like, oh look, he's unfit. Oh, he just shit his pants. Oh, he's done. He's out. No, he was trying to help you.
Yeah.
But you get stupid
Well,
shit.
think about
idiots. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of all the different things that have gone on in our country over the last 2 or 3 decades, this guy's literally trying to right the ship of the imbalance of power and our ability to defend ourselves for the future. I mean, that's one of the most incredible. This is one of the most historic moments in our country, and so many people are completely missing it because they're so worried, like you said, about shitting their pants over the stock market, which has crashed like this numerous times and always comes back stronger. This guy is literally trying to bring jobs back to our country, investment into our country, and make it to where if we do have to get into another war, that we can actually make the things ourselves and not be like, hey, China, could you build us some tanks? No, I don't think they're going to do that.
Right. Oh, we need some chips from you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting ready to take over Taiwan? Okay.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
we're going to need chips from them before you do that.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing.
People, the people that talk about, they're for the little man, they're for the, no, they're not. If it doesn't fit their agenda, they know damn well, and they got, they put a steering wheel and all these broke ass liberals back.
I like that. It's good.
It is, because they believe everything that they say, and they know they believe it, and they know damn well that this is a long game, and they're going to recover, and it's going to be better. But it would fucking kill them to give Donald Trump a win. They put their agenda ahead of everything. And getting back to, let's look at it like this too. Get back to the stabbing in Frisco. This is a result of the divisive hate propaganda garbage that the liberals spew about. We're teaching our young people. We don't know what this Carmelo Anthony was taught. We don't know what kind of garbage has been put in his head about white people and white supremacists, and we don't know. And I'm not educated enough on his raising to say what he was taught, but we have to think about those things. Look at what we're doing to our young people. A 17-year-old killed another 17-year-old. Why? Why was he so quick on the blade? Why? What made him that way? Is it because of what people like Jasmine Crockett are spewing every fucking day in AOC? And, that's the thing that we have to look at. The hate, it's enough.
Yep.
This is it right here.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Between this, an iPad, a computer, whatever it is, all the screen time, and you're looking, and again, I don't know his background either.
Yeah.
And Tom knows where I work, and there are a lot of young men or women that are like him, and it most likely in that same upbringing.
Yeah.
Without going too deep into it.
No, right. Well, I think. Go ahead.
I don't know his upbringing, but it doesn't matter whether he's black, whether he's white, Hispanic, Greek, Italian, whatever, Chinese. all the screen time with these young kids now, but they're hearing the Jasmine Crockett shits, as you call her,
Mhm.
the AOCs. I'll say the Trumps, the Vances, whatever, but they're getting all this influx of information, but then they're also hearing it from this way and from this way at home. And they don't know what the fuck's going on. So then they go to school, and then it creates a bigger issue. Because if you don't agree with whoever's sitting next to you at the lunch table, well, then that's where bullying starts, all the other bullshit.
Violence, whatever. Well, and it's also, you can extrapolate that even farther. It isn't just the kids that are spending too much time on the screen. How many parents do you see when you go out to a restaurant and you see families sitting there in a restaurant, and every single one of them, mom and dad included, are sitting there on their phones and they're not talking? This is the problem, because kids are not being shown the way by the people that are most important in their lives, their damn parents, because the parents want to abdicate being a parent to everybody else, the police, the schools, everybody else.
So true.
How many times have you heard this saying, we need to have a conversation about this. We need to have a conversation about racism, or we need to have a conversation about this. You know what? No, we fucking don't. Because that's the problem. Maybe if we stop fucking talking about it, we'd realize it really doesn't exist as big as what we think.
Yep.
All we do is talk about it, and this would create. We're creating incidents. I strongly believe that because all we want to do is fucking talk about how bad things are when they're really not. Why don't we just try this? Shut the fuck up and live your fucking life. How about that?
Yeah.
And
stay in your lane.
Yeah, maybe we won't have so much fucking hate if we stop fucking talking about made up shit about it's just unbelievable. Shut the fuck up and live your life, man.
Yep.
Why can't we just do that?
A perfect example of that is with Cincy 513. One of our avid haters.
I miss him tonight.
But I know who he is. Hang out at times in the same establishments, and we have conversations. We do talk.
Hmm?
But when he gets on here and wants to be a keyboard warrior, that's where I have my issue, and I get bullshit. Yeah. But I call him out on it the next time I see him, and it's few and far between. But I see him, I'm like, hey, motherfucker, that was good. I like the fact that you're in because you're helping my algorithm, but you're an idiot, and here's why. But now he can call me an idiot back, and that's fine. But I bring facts, he brings facts. Now we don't agree on the facts. His facts may not be real, mine might not be. I don't know. But we have the conversation though, face to face. Well, I love the fact that he helps the algorithms. So
no, I like that too. I love him being on. I wish he was on tonight. But if we keep letting people think they're victims, or convincing them they're victims, or keep telling them how mistreated they are and they're victims, then we're going to keep having things like this. And
they're going to be victims.
Yeah. I'm going to say it one more time. Why don't we stop talking about it, shut the fuck up, and live life?
Yep.
That's the solution to me.
What's that phrase? Quit talking about it and be about it. Well,
yeah, that's a good one. Yep.
That's all you got to do, man. I mean, it's not hard. It's not hard to wake up in the morning, go do your shit, whatever that job may be, whether it's school, whether it's work, or whatever you're doing. Put your fucking head down. You don't have to be involved in fucking everything.
Right.
But I would like to know, and I can't wait to, for more of this story to come out from Frisco to find out a little bit more behind it.
Yeah.
Was this an ongoing issue, and that's why it happened? I mean, I have no idea, but it's so unfortunate for obviously the victim, but also, this young man who hopefully can be, right the ship, I guess.
Jill, you're right. The victim mindset is an epidemic, and this epidemic to me is killing society.
Yeah.
And it's, to me, I think, Jason, when onion is peeled back on this, I think that Carmelo Anthony had a victim mindset, and he was convinced that he was mistreated or he was a victim, and who did he take it out on?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance that happens, and I think it's I'm gonna say it one more time, then I'm gonna shut up. Let's quit talking about it. Shut the fuck up and live your fucking life, man.
Well, I think that's why you have a lot of people on the left that are so upset with Donald Trump, because he's not afraid to say what needs to be said. He is not, he is a honey badger. He don't give a shit. and he's gonna tell it like it is. And I think that's what people love about him. It doesn't matter whether you like Donald Trump or not, or whether you'd hang out with Donald Trump. The fact is he's real and he tells it like it is. And that's what Americans are starved for.
Yeah. Well, let's look at this weekend. I mean, I don't know if y'all watch the UFC at all, but I have been UFC fan before most people. I went to a UFC in 1998 live.
Fake. I'm sorry.
Number one.
Oh yeah, I've watched every one of them. And I went to UFC 18 in New Orleans, Louisiana in 1998. So I have been a fan that many years. But I don't think it was a coincidence that Donald Trump gets another. I knew he was going. It was in Miami. I knew it was going to be a big deal. He goes and gets a just unbelievable reception again. Then what happens right after that? All these countries start coming to the table, want to negotiate about the tariffs. You know why? There is not an organization or a sport in this world that is more diverse than the UFC.
I was going to say, it crosses borders. It crosses more borders than any other sport.
Every border. I mean, there was Chinese women fighting on this one. There was, I mean, the amount of Muslims, and it's unbelievable how diverse it is. So I think all these leaders are like, well, because every one of them, if you looked at every fighter, pretty much every fighter, except the ones that won, whether they were American or not, first thing they did was go greet Donald Trump.
Yeah,
which is good. I mean,
it's great.
And that's the honorable thing, with what they're doing. They're different. What's the disciplines?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's jujitsu, karate, whatever, karate, wrestling. You have that respect. Like, that's what you're taught,
right?
And when the commander in chief's in the building, that's the right thing to do. So I'm glad I didn't get to see any of it. I'm glad they did that. Let me ask a quick question. So how many countries are we at now that are looking to negotiate? Because the last time I saw last week was 70. Now we're at,
I don't have it.
It's like 130 or some shit.
It's high, and they're all of a sudden they're all coming to the table, and it's hard for me to believe that people seeing that and seeing how many countries are represented in an organization like the UFC. I think people are like, whoa, it's not just people like me and you and us three that support him.
Right. Oh no. Even these idiots like Bezos and Zuckerberg and those types who play which way the wind goes, they're not stupid. They see which way the wind's blowing and they're jumping on the bandwagon. You know what I mean? Because they know that to be successful or to be on the right side of things, you have to be with Trump. And that's why all these countries are lining up. Would you rather be with the United States or would you rather be with China, who are completely dependent on peddling their cheap ass shit all over the world? Yeah. This isn't going to end well for them. I really don't think it will.
But Tom, they had 35,000 people show up to see AOC in LA.
Yeah. I want to ask you two a question regarding our last, the last 4 years of presidency. Did you guys ever bitch about when Biden would go to his beach house? Did you bitch like, oh my God, taxpayer money's paying for him to take a vacation and go to the beach? Did you guys ever?
I never did, because that's part of it. That's just, they all do it. And it's
think about it, right?
No, right. It's not just part of it. It's what they do,
Right. Well, here's what I'll say. I was so unimpressed with his presidency that I pretty much tuned that whole thing out. I didn't burn down Teslas. I didn't go light things on fire. I didn't do all these other things that the liberals are doing now. I just simply waited it out because I knew things would hopefully change, because I'm a good citizen, just like you guys. And number two is, when I found out how much time he spent on vacation, I wasn't the least bit surprised that he was on more vacations than any other president, because he wasn't running the country anyway. But did I ever get pissed about it? No.
Right.
But it's not like.
But what you're hearing now,
the country. He's running the country. He can run it. You can run it from anywhere. But I'm glad you said it, Tom, because I was embarrassed to say it. I didn't really pay attention for about 3 of those 4 fucking years.
I didn't either. I was like, I don't want to see it.
And it's kind of fucked up for me to say because, you know, I mean, obviously I'm pretty try to stay in tune with politics, but I just couldn't stomach it. I just kind of took a sabbatical.
I went through it. Well, I was going to say real fast. I went through a phase for a while where I would get on YouTube and watch all the gaffes because that just made me happy. You know?
You had to do something to get through COVID.
Yeah.
But no, the reason I asked that, I've just seen so many times. So like you brought up UFC and Trump, you know, Trump going, you know, he flew to Mar-a-Lago for the weekend. Well, that's his fucking house.
Yeah.
His fucking residence. Like,
Don't you think he wants to see his wife?
Right.
And
he's allowed to do that. And the taxpayers paying for Air Force One to fly. Okay, again, he's not taking a salary, so there's some cost savings there, you motherfuckers. It's just so stupid. And to James's point, he can work anywhere, and he works while he's flying. He's still working.
Yeah,
the guy sleeps 4 hours a fucking night or whatever.
I was going to say the guy doesn't even sleep. I don't know how he does it.
The man knows how to.
These people that are watching, it just frustrates me so goddamn much. It's like, look at what he did in his 4 years. Look at what got fucked up, and look at what now he's trying to unfuck. To Tom's point earlier, just who cares?
You know what he's doing?
Go play golf. Let him go fucking play golf. It's 4 hours, 4.5 hours.
So
you know what he's doing?
Oh, when Obama was in office, there was some.
Oh shit! He's making America great again.
That's what he's doing.
That's right.
So I remember somebody saying some things about that just at my job one day about Obama taking off, you know, what's it cost an American taxpayer. And I remember and I wasn't an Obama fan. I just like, who cares?
Yeah, motherfucker.
That's part of it. That's what all presidents do. And when it's your guy, you don't care. So when it's not my guy, I'm not going to care either. I could give a shit less.
Good point.
Now, what Biden was different. He wasn't being a president. He wasn't running the country. I don't give a fuck where you're running it from. With technology, you can run the country from anywhere. I don't care if you're sitting in the Oval Office. I like the fact our country is responding. I mean, he went to the Super Bowl. Now, look, I know it's inconveniences a lot of people. That throws a lot of kinks into the dynamics of events like the UFC and the Super Bowl and stuff. I get that, but man, he ran to being the leader of the people, of everyday people. Well, that's who goes to the UFC, and I go to one. Pretty much, I go to one every year, and that's who's there. People like me, American people are there. And that's why he's a fight fan. The guy doesn't just go and fuck around. He will go.
Right.
He's watching the fights. He knows the fighters. He's a big fight fan. Always has been. So, but I don't give a shit. You're right, Jason. I give a shit less where he is because he's getting more shit done on that golf course than Biden ever fucking did sleeping in the Oval Office.
Yeah, that shit. I mean, it just drives me absolutely nuts because it's like, do you work every second that you're supposed to be at work? Are you?
Well, I do now, unfortunately, yes.
Isn't that amazing though? You retire and you work harder.
God.
Well, Tom, I'm feeling the same way because I mean we have gotten real busy, which we're blessed, and our business is doing very well right now.
Yeah.
But fuck, I guess I told somebody the other day that's what I got for sitting on my ass at the sheriff's office for 30 fucking years. And now I'm having to work for a living.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Yeah, but you know, to close that out, no, I don't give a shit. I could give a shit less. I didn't care when Biden did it. I didn't care. I had my problem was with Biden was he wasn't running the country and he was incompetent.
I think part of it too, and this goes back like this newer generation. And granted, I mean, I'm only 45, but like I feel like I can remember enough of, you know, late Reagan, Bush, Clinton. They would go to Camp David all the time.
Yeah.
Nobody bitched about that. Oh, well, because that's the president's retreat.
Right.
Well, now Camp David has just changed to fucking Florida.
Yeah.
Like, why is it any different? I just don't understand.
It's no different at all. It's no.
Right. It's funny you bring that up. I can't remember the last time I heard Camp David mention it in any kind of thing of them using that.
No, not since Clinton, I don't think.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on. Trump, y'all know this. Trump's going to be different. He's going to do things his absolute way.
Well, right.
So the last thing
I'd much
that,
rather go to fucking Mar-a-Lago than fucking
Yeah.
Camp David, for fuck's sakes.
so the last thing that I want to cover tonight, Tom, you and I talked about a little bit, is this shooting in, let's see, where is that at? In Pocatello. What state was that?
It was Pocatello, Idaho.
Yes. Bad deal. We're going to watch the video on that and just give a few opinions on this shooting. So just kind of preface it. Police respond to what they were told was a drunk, had a knife. They end up shooting him. It was a 17-year-old who was autistic. Supposedly he was nonverbal. I don't know, to the extent of that, but we'll watch the video and there's I got some opinions on it, so I guess we'll just watch it. Let's see. So bear with me. I'm still technically technology challenged, so to say it nicely.
Podcasting's a bitch, ain't it?
Oh, it's something.
It's always fun. It's always fun when you go live and then your fucking mics aren't working for whatever reason. You have to fucking start over.
Yeah, y'all had to deal with that recently, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
A split-second decision by police.
In situations like this, officers must make decisions in seconds. They assess threats, not just to themselves, but to those nearby.
A decision leaving a nonverbal autistic teen fighting for his life.
I hope it reaches out to as many communities, even autistic communities too.
And a family demanding accountability.
Yo quiero la justicia, porque de aquí no me voy a ir hasta que no vea la justicia de esos oficiales.
We're continuing to follow the recovery of 17-year-old Victor Perez, an autistic teen shot by police in Pocatello. As video of the incident circulates on social media, his family and community are speaking out, hoping to raise more awareness about autism while Victor remains in critical condition, fighting for his life.
All right, that wasn't.
It started with this 911 call Saturday evening.
911 with Everett Emergency. There is a couple out back behind their shop brandishing a knife.
The caller reported that 17-year-old Victor Perez was trying to stab his family.
So this guy, he's pretty strong.
But Victor's family says that's far from what was really happening.
¿Era el niño una amenaza a ustedes en particular?
La amenaza eran ellos.
Victor's grandfather, Luis Alicea, says that he was outside with Victor.
All right, I'm pausing that because I had the one that was the actual shooting. Let's see.
I remember seeing snippets of this. I wasn't completely versed in the whole story behind it. I did know that he was handicapped, but
so I'll just give the so the issue that I have is number one, he was the call came in as he was drunk. The police did not know that he was autistic, did not, and the media, of course, they jump on that shoots a nonverbal. The police did not have that information. Now, as Tom and I talked earlier, I do have some issues with this. And if you watch the video, and I apologize, I pulled up the wrong one. If you watch the video, he was behind that fence. He did have a knife. I think that if he could get over that fence, he probably would have had to use his hands. It's hard for me to say it's not a good shoot, but I do have some concerns with that. But before anything, I have a concern with they're not telling you everything. The media, as usual, is not telling you everything. What the police knew when they got there. That is the most important bit of information, what they were told. Well, the call that we heard was had a drunk with a knife. That's what they thought they were responding to.
Threatening family members.
Yes, and he's threatening family members. Now, it's real easy now that he's dead for the family members to say, no, that's not what he was doing. You know, but was he an actual threat behind a 4-foot chain link fence? I don't. I think there could be some. There's some concerns with that.
How's your guys' training? And Tom, obviously I know where you worked and the position you held and what you held your officers to. At what point in police work? Because again, dumb hose dragger. At what point is that a threat? And at what point do you use lethal force versus non-lethal?
Well, when I watched the video, that's a very good question. And when I watched the video, my immediate concern the first time I saw it was, whoa, why are these guys shooting this guy? He's on the other side of a fence. And even though he lunged in the video, you can see him lunge towards them and he's being very aggressive, making noises and stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of unintelligible, but you can tell he's very upset. And he lunges at him. Again, from the training that I've received and from the information that I've researched, it is not uncommon for police officers to be kind of sucked into that of what they perceive as the threat, and they forget about some of the other tangible things around them, like what Jimmy and I talked about earlier, which was the fence. To me, what we would have done in a situation like that is, first of all, we would have approached that. You can see in the video that James just showed, there was a cruiser just kind of rolling by right near where the guy was standing. We would approach it from let's take the tactical position first and kind of see and assess first what it appears we have. I mean, it said in that story that the officers engaged him within like 9 seconds of arriving at the scene. And you can see in the video, there was literally 7 or 8 or 9 officers, something like that, rushing up to that fence. And when he starts making those aggressive movements towards them with that knife, they just open fire. Now, again, if you're standing there and you're thinking, okay, there's a guy with a knife, and you know in your mind that there's a 21-foot rule that if somebody comes after you with a knife, you don't have time to react to anyone who's less than that distance away from you before they can actually stab the hell out of you. But the problem is did they properly assess the fact that there was a barrier, and why did they rush in so closely to try to control that scene? You see this so often, which is a shame, because I know in my heart of hearts these officers weren't trying to do anything criminal. They were trying to help the situation. But it's such an unfortunate thing that police officers think that the closer they are to something, the more control they have over it. And the reality is, if you assess it, as long as it's not something that you have to act immediately on, take a step and look first and see what you've got, and then make that assessment. That's kind of what I see from the get-go. I'm going to let Jimmy jump right in there.
Well, that is, couldn't put it better, Tom. That is perfect. I'll tell you this, Jason, without the fence, Swiss cheese all day long.
Yep.
100 holes in without the fence.
Yeah.
That he was that close. And there could be arguments about the tactics, but what we have to look at is right or wrong. Just because you use bad tactics doesn't mean you're wrong for the action that you take. We had officers that have shot people through a windshield. Car was coming at them. Well, they put themselves in a bad position. That doesn't mean they can't defend themselves. It doesn't mean they're wrong. I'll tell you that fence is going to be an issue, but I do not feel under any circumstance that it is criminal. I think there's going to be some major civil issues here, but there's no way that this is criminal. And I go back to what I said at the beginning. I really want to know what these officers thought they were getting into. If they would have had the information that he was nonverbal, he was mentally ill, it probably would have been handled different. They probably would have approached it different. What it sounds like they thought they were responding to was a violent drunk with a knife trying to kill his family members. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah,
and that's
and
how
that would And that would explain the quick response of multiple officers trying to quickly get close and assess the scene. And I'll give you a perfect example of another situation that happened that I'm sure Jason's familiar with. In the Dayton, Ohio area is not far from where we are. The cities are separated by about 45 miles. Well, there's a Walmart up there in Fairborn where a call came in where there was somebody supposedly armed with a rifle and that there was an active shooter situation going on. And when the police got there, I've seen the FBI. You know how they put these, like they help the local departments put together the timeline and all that. And I've seen the video where you have the 911 call, basically, what do you call that? Where it's like right over top of the actual what you're seeing, so you have a real time assessment,
like sublimated in. Yeah.
Yes. And the one person that was calling was saying the guy is literally pointing this rifle right at somebody right now. He's got the rifle pointed at somebody, and he did not. So the police get in there, and when they come around the corner and the guy's holding a toy rifle, they're like, put that down. Well, he turns right to them, facing them, and they shoot him. I don't blame them at all based on the information they had. You know what I mean? They were being told this guy's and doing all these things. And the reality was he was not. And what are they supposed to do about that? They're only able to respond as good as the information is until they actually get in there. They didn't have time to do anything other than see this guy turn towards them. What are you going to do? You have to shoot.
Right.
Well,
it's a split. It's a split, and especially in that example, it was a split second.
Right.
You got to make a choice. Am I going home or am I not?
Mm-hmm.
This case, with this, this young man, the fact that there were that many officers, in that, and you brought up the time, and I'm not positive on it, but the 9 seconds or whatever, everybody converging. I look at it as a non-copper. The fence is there, but Tom brings up a good point in the fact that cops think the closer I am, I can control it. It's just, I mean, these guys are fucked.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
It may be not,
yes.
but yeah, to James's point, civilly, yes, probably. I mean, it's definitely going to go down that road, but I also haven't gone through that training, but we do this, the same job in the fact that we all want to go home. I'm going home at the end of this shift, period.
Well,
So,
the only difference, Jason, between what we do is in fire service, your threat is known because there's only one true killer, and that's the fire, and you have the ability to assess. I mean, the fire is only as dangerous as how close you are to it, or if there's an explosion. While in police work, you have a myriad of dangers that you have no idea when it's going to pop up. It could be you running lights and sirens. All of a sudden, somebody runs through a green light, and through an intersection rather, and doesn't see you coming, and you wind up dying because somebody failed to yield to you. Or it could be the guy on the traffic stop that doesn't want to go to jail, or he doesn't have insurance, or he shoots at you. We don't know what the threat is. Well, in fire service in general, and I'm not saying it's not that simple. I mean, obviously, I know there's a lot of firefighters that get killed by fire, and it's not because they did anything wrong. It's just because fire's it'll fuck you up. And but the point is, I think it's somewhat easier to assess that danger in the fire service, because then you can make a decision: are we going in? Is it worth going in? What's what's the need to rescue people? That sort of thing. While in police work, we're always at the disadvantage because we never know what people are going to do.
Well, and let's be honest. I mean, essentially since Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Michael Brown,
right,
Breonna Taylor, you can go through all of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys are already at a disadvantage because, again, weird how this comes in.
Yeah.
These are out everywhere. You're fucked.
Yeah.
Even if you do a good job, there's going to be a video of you. Somebody's going to spin it, turn it, twist it. I mean, and we're all under scrutiny being public service, but police officers especially.
Right.
And it's, we have that, cops and firemen, cops are fucking douchebags, firemen are assholes, whatever. We have that, but in our heart of hearts, we all love each other. We know what we're doing.
Sure, of course. Right.
But we have to rib each other. But I mean, I've told many a friend, there's not enough money in the world to pay me to be a police officer nowadays. Back when I first started.
Yeah.
Nowadays is the key. It was the best job on earth back in the
25
90s.
years ago. Yes. I mean, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
nowadays,
like,
with all this bullshit in the media, you're fucked. You guys are
when me and-
fucked.
yeah, when me and Tom started, shit, man, it wasn't a better job on earth.
You're
Well,
right.
fuck, Jesus Christ, that was Wyatt Earp, wasn't it?
Yo.
Didn't he deputize both of you?
Yes.
All right. Well, it might be a good one to end it with. I just heard my daughter come in and she's been out of town, so I'm gonna go visit with her.
Oh
but
shit, you're in trouble.
no, it was a good show, and appreciate everybody tuning in.
Great
Until,
to be back.
yeah, I'm glad to have Tommy back. Tommy's been a working man, and I've always, of course, love having Jason here anytime you can come on. So appreciate everybody listening. Until next time, McGee, Kiefer, and Wells are out.
Tom, we still need to get that